Hey, get back here, pirates! Give us back our gold!
Yeah, you're not getting away.
Alright, this way, Sphinx. I have the perfect escape route.
Dude, we're gonna be so rich.
Whew, okay, I think we lost them.
Bro, look at all of this. This is amazing. I can finally start my pirate civilization.
Uh-oh.
What?
Yeah, stop right there! We have you surrounded!
You guys really messed up. It's time to send you off to the most deadliest, inescapable Minecraft prison.
No! Man, this sucks. What are we gonna do now? You heard what they said. This is Minecraft's most deadliest and inescapable prison.
Listen, I don't care what they say. I need that gold, and we're gonna escape no matter what.
Man, if only I had any knowledge on Minecraft escape rooms, maybe then I could find us a way out of here. It just feels like we're stuck.
Okay, well, we should just get some sleep. Who knows? Maybe it'll come to us in a dream.
Yeah, you're probably right. Minecraft escape room. Whoa, am I dreaming? And in my dream, did I end up in an escape room made by Plasma Fox 256? Well, I guess I'll read this book. It says that we have to build up to the exit on our left, right up there, to escape, and we have to use as many blocks as possible. A little birdie also told me that this is a 1.19 escape room, so of course I'll need to be aware of 1.19 mechanics, which I'm not exactly aware of, but we'll figure it out anyways. But yeah, the book also mentions a pickaxe, which I'm assuming will have silk touch, a campfire that we should not break, and glowstone that is more useful as dust. And all of these are totally rules that I will totally end up listening to. Besides that, the last things that the book mentions is that there may be a secret door, and don't risk losing a block. Which again, I totally listen to that. So, after reading everything, I quickly make a backup of the world and start looking around. The first thing I notice is there's a chest to my left which has the mentioned pickaxe and glowstone dust, as well as 3 copper ingots and a bow and arrow. After that, I investigate an entrance off to the side and discover that it's a maze! Oh yay! I'm so excited, I love mazes! Actually, I'm joking, I hate them, and after wandering around, the only interesting thing that I stumbled upon was the entrance. Because I went in a circle. So I gave up on the maze for a moment and instead focused on a patch of lava over here, and after clicking around I discovered that there's a stone cutter behind it. And then I spent a hot second trying to see if there's anything else, but there wasn't. I then noticed water dripping out of this bedrock here, and then realized I had game sounds turned off this whole time. Which you won't be able to tell, because I'm an idiot and I forgot to record my video in a format that separates the audio tracks. But don't worry, I'll narrate the audio for you. If only there was a setting that would show on screen what sounds were being made. Hey, what's that? Oh, guess not. Instead of being stupid with my audio settings, I then get distracted by this wall that I thought saw moving, but pass it off as me hallucinating. Hey, remember that thing about secret doors in the book? Not yet? Alright, bro. Attempt number 2 at the maze, and I finally find something. Hey, it's the campfire! I recall what the book says and remember to mine it with the Silk Touch pickaxe. If I don't, it'll drop 2 charcoal, but since the book says I need it as a building block, I decide to keep it as is. As I exit the maze, I catch eye of a name tag that says Mr. Pigman, and as I get closer, I can hear regular pig noises. Here, I'll narrate. Yo, what's up? It's me, a pig. But since the pig is behind a wall, I go back to this area instead where I can see 2 target blocks and 2 droppers. I shoot one of the target blocks without really thinking, and I only have 1 arrow. So I've kind of messed up. It drops a cauldron, but as the realization of my mistake sets in, I instead try to distract myself with the crafting table. And in the crafting table I can see that I can make a copper rod, which I'm pretty sure is what I need to turn the pig into a pigman. After that, I investigate this water area over here again. I'm pretty sure that I need the water droplets to fill the cauldron up, but I am aware that you need dripstone in order to do that, which I do not have. So I go back to the crafting table and break it, revealing a sign that tells me not to break the furnace yet, probably because if I broke it I wouldn't be able to reach it and I would lose it. The furnace does, however, have a wooden hoe that says burn wisely, and a glass bottle. Seeing as breaking the crafting table did me well, I decided to be smart for once and also break the lectern, which luckily revealed an anvil underneath it. Then, as I was looking around, I once again swear I see the bedrock moving out of the corner of my eye, and this time I did not think I was hallucinating. I forgot to mention it, but by the water dripping, I am also able to hear skulk sensors. Here, I'll narrate. Hey yo, it's me, the skulk sensor. What's up? And I figure out that it's causing this door to open every time I'm near the water. However, it closes right before I can get to it, so I decide to go back to the droppers, where the weight of my past mistakes weighs too heavily, and after seeing I don't really have enough blocks to make it up to the droppers myself, I decide to start over again so I can ultimately get the arrow back. So I open my backup, join the world, read the book again as if I'll remember anything in it, get everything from the chest, break the lectern and anvil, as well as the crafting table. And then my luck, if I had any to begin with, runs out, because when I break this sign, it happens to land just far enough out of my range to pick it up. I try to use the chest to push it towards me, but I also fumble that, and I can't pick that up either. So I give up and start over again. So, chest, lectern, anvil, crafting table, not the sign, grab stuff from the anvil, get the campfire from the maze, and, well, what now? For some reason, I stare at the fact that I can make glowstone, but remembering that the book said it was more useful as dust, I figure I must have to use it for something else. Now, I'm not sure why the recipe wasn't showing up on my crafting table, but after looking it up, I remembered that spectral arrows exist, and surrounding my one arrow with the glowstone dust will make 2 spectral ones. I shoot the dropper and get the cauldron we got before, and also get farmland, which I'm still not sure why it was farmland specifically, because it just ended up being used as dirt. Now, what I did next was definitely not the way it was intended to go, but my genius bird brain thought that by placing blocks by the skulk sensor door, I could use them as head hitters to make it into the door quicker before it closed. So I sped this up because I wanted you to see how determined I was for this to work, because I could tell that it was possible, I just had to get the timing right. So after a few, well, actually it was a lot of tries, but I finally managed to squeeze in. Yay! So, as I get in this room, the first thing I notice is that there are barrier blocks that are keeping me from falling down, and as I look around, I can see a turtle egg and the pig that's stuck in the cage. For some reason, I'm acting like my worst fear is in this room, because I'm using sneak as I'm looking around, as if the floor will open and kill me at any instant. I notice that there's a pressure plate here at the very end, so I'm assuming I'm gonna have to lead the pig over here somehow. So I turn the pig into a pigman and get absolutely jump scared by the lightning. I feel like, yeah. Holy crap, that scared the shit out of me. Oh my god, that scared me so bad. Oh my god. Oh my god. Now, did anyone notice that my pickaxe is named Protect the Egg? Because I seem to have forgotten, and instead felt compelled to this thing like a magnet and immediately crushed it. My bad, guys, I guess I was hungry. I had forgotten to make a backup sooner, so attempt number 1,000,000,000. Surely I won't make any dumb mistakes this time. Right? And I accidentally placed the cauldron instead of clicking the furnace. Guys, I swear I'm the goat. I swear I'm the goat.
Meanwhile,
Okay, so I had to reset my world a few times before, and that's why I'm going kind of fast because I was like, oh, I'm gonna speed run this now. Like I got all the things I need. You know, now I'm just grabbing the gold dust, the arrow, the copper stuff.
What is going on? Can we stop being weird?
And I figured out that previously there's the skulk sensor there that would open a secret door. And so my method that I developed was placing the cauldron there, and that would trigger the skulk sensor, and then I could sprint and run and make it through the door. And then from there, I went ahead and grabbed the egg because the pickaxe was like, protect the egg. And then, of course, I turned Mr. Piggy into the piglin. But oh my goodness, I struggled so much getting that dang piggy to get the turtle shell.
You should have been named Mr. Stupid Man. 'Cause you're freaking stupid.
But then I just kind of gave up for that moment and went back to the maze part.
After telling myself to get my shit together, I finally made it back into this room, and after a quick search, I found out that pigmen are attracted to the turtle egg, which, like, why? Why turtle eggs specifically? That feels so random. They don't even, like, live in the same dimension half the time. But oh my god, this thing was such a pain in my ass. Maybe it is my worst fear. Maybe I was right to be sneaking around, because I hate how this mechanic works. It takes so long for the pigman to notice the egg, and half the time it doesn't even walk towards it and it just wanders off. Luckily, I finally made it to the pressure plate, and after wondering what the heck it did, I finally noticed a fishing rod had been dropped behind me. Hey guys, it's Intermittent Dream Crow here, and I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you. Thank you guys for all the support I've received so far. I only have 4 videos out, 5 after this one, and I already have almost 50 subscribers and a ton of positive and welcoming comments. After this video comes out, I am headed back to college, so I would really appreciate anyone watching this to like and subscribe, because it will help me make content even when I'm busy at school. I would love to reach 100 subscribers soon, so help a kind bird out and hit that subscribe button. Anyways, I think I sense my sister is having some troubles in her dream, so let's go check that out.
So I went back through the maze and I went to get the campfire with the silk touch pickaxe. And then to my absolute despair, I had to go back to check on Mr. Piggy. And surprise, surprise, he still had not stepped on the pressure plate. And I know that they can't sense the turtle egg through the barrier blocks, but I had basically given up at that point. So I returned to the main area and I was just kind of looking around for anything that would help me. I saw that I had 4, I think, solid blocks in my inventory and that I obviously could not make it up. So I went to the lava and I found that there was a stone cutter behind the lava, but I really had no idea what it could be used for. And so then I had to return again.
But he just freaking sucks, so.
I've never wanted to harm a Minecraft mob more than I have at this part of my life. So, yet again, I decided to go back out. But this time, I was actually being smart, which I had probably should have done at the beginning, and decided to mine all, like, the blocks that were there in the start. So that's how I got the anvil, and I didn't really know what I was supposed to do with it, because there wasn't anything to, like, enchant. But then I went over and got the crafting table, and, of course, found that there was more, that I did not realize. So I got a glass bottle, and then the Burn Wisely hoe. And, again, I was very, very confused, so I tried to see if there was anything I could look for in the book. But clearly that didn't work because I guess I had the bright idea of trying to get water from behind the block. I don't know. But with my newly found items, I decided to go back, and I guess he stepped on the pressure plate because I got the fishing rod.
Still didn't know what I should use it for, though. Since I got the fishing rod, I now knew that I could use it to fish up the furnace, which we couldn't reach earlier. After building up to see how high I could get, and realizing I was still nowhere near as close to where I needed to be, I randomly, finally remembered that subtitles existed, and I turned them on. I was 90% sure the thing I needed to progress was a dripstone, so I went back in the maze to look for one. Oh hey, what's that? Maybe I should look at the subtitles I turned on specifically for this reason. Oh, okay, never mind. Don't do that. That's fine. I instead went back to try to mine the target blocks and the droppers. as if that was gonna do anything for me at the moment. Then I got rid of all of the lava so I could get to the stonecutter. I guess I was magically hoping there would be a dripstone there, because that was pretty much useless as well. So I reluctantly went back to the maze, where I was starting to hope that someone would wake me from this dream-turning nightmare. Oh hey, a dripstone!
Maybe don't ask me what I'm doing here because I also don't know. I thought maybe there was like a pressure plate thing I could fish or something, maybe?
Oh my god, my setup. It's like a freaking inventory of an ARG, bro.
So then I decided I could use my blocks to, like, cut off the lava source, but while I was doing that, I didn't realize it would, burn my lectern. Yeah. With that setback in mind, I still decided to see if I could use the blocks I had to get like the target blocks. But then I also was thinking maybe if I hit them again, they would drop something else. But no. And I don't know what I'm looking at here. So, a little birdie gave me a hint that there was something I was missing in the maze. And I really had no idea. But I turned on the captions so that maybe that would help me. And I did see that there was water dripping somewhere in there, which led me to find the dripstone. And so it begins the beginning of the end for me because I knew that somehow I could get the water in the cauldron from the dripstone, but I wasn't smart enough to figure out how or like what specifically, so I just waited and waited and waited more. Until eventually I just decided long enough was long enough and quit.
Yeah, so I finally locked in and found the dripstone. However, even though I knew that you could use dripstone to funnel water drops into a cauldron, I wasn't completely sure of the exact mechanics or requirements, like how far away the dripstone needed to be from the cauldron, or mainly the fact that dripstone needed to be under a source block of water and not a running one. And this, unfortunately, took me almost 30 minutes to realize. So, while I was stupidly waiting, I started to theorize on how the rest of the escape room would go. I'll just let you hear my thoughts. Okay, cauldron fills up. Glass bottle. Boom. Got the water bottle. Dirt. Turn it into mud. And then I gotta relook at this. How to turn mud into clay, Minecraft.
In this video at the very start, I'm going to give you a very simple question. Did you know that clay blocks in Minecraft 1.19 are actually a renewable source?
See?
Previously,
Okay, maybe I need to smelt the clay balls to get bricks. So yeah, real great thoughts were being thought. If only I thought about the fact that maybe the dripstone needed to be under a source block. Instead, I thought humming would help. And then I decided to tell the cauldron my plan, as if that would help it fill with water as well. You know, we get the water, get the glass bottle, we make the dirt I have into mud, we drain the mud to make it clay, we mine the clay, not with silk touch, to get 4 clay balls, we smelt the clay balls into bricks, we make a brick block, then we use the stone cutter to cut the brick into 2 slabs. Finally, I realized something had to be wrong, and I tested an idea I got while I was humming. Oh, I guess it did help. Well, the idea was that when I was moving near the wall, I could see the sound vibrations moving towards the skulk sensor that was hidden behind it. And since it was in kind of a random place, I figured that there's a good chance it was also serving as a marker for where the water source block was. And luckily, it worked! Like, instantly! I really waited 30 minutes for like nothing. So I turned my dirt into mud, drained the mud into clay, and then I faced my next obstacle. Turning the clay balls into bricks meant I needed fuel for the furnace. I used up the hoe at first, but that only covered one, and I needed to smelt all 4. Apparently, I decided I wasn't done being stupid because I decided to also smelt the lectern, which is arguably one of the most important blocks since you can use it to go up 2 blocks instead of 1 when building up. There was sort of a reason that I did this, and it was because I really wanted to keep the fishing rod in hopes that I could use it to fish up blocks that I broke once I had already used them to climb up. However, I suck at using the fishing rod, and I had worn down the durability too much and it broke. So, with a heavy heart, I decided that I needed to find some new strategies and start over once again. This time, I decided to try something new, which was completely ignoring what the book was telling me. I was convinced that I could make it up to the droppers without using the glowstone dust to make the spectral arrows, and instead crafting it into a glowstone block to build up. Before doing that, however, I faced my greatest enemy again in the maze of purgatory for like another 20 minutes before he finally decided to step on that stupid pressure plate so I could get the fishing rod. I began to build up, this time with the knowledge that using a sign and an anvil will also allow you to go up 2 blocks, which helped me reach the 2 droppers and target blocks. The next thing I decided to disobey was not breaking the campfire, because having the charcoal would allow me to keep the fishing rod and sign, so I didn't have to use them in the furnace, which I figured would be more useful than the campfire itself. Now I began the final tower upwards. Using the lectern and the sign plus anvil combo allowed me to get much higher than my previous attempts. And the last thing I learned when I was searching online was that the cauldron can actually also allow you to go up 2 blocks. It is a little trickier because you have to place it in just the right spot in order for you to clip through it, but after a few attempts, I eventually got it. Using up almost all of my possible blocks, I finally made it up on top of the ledge where the droppers and target blocks were. However, I still had a bit to build up to before I got to the exit, and I was 1 block short. So I decided to go back and break one of the brick slabs and fish it up with the fishing rod. It also took me a few tries, but since I figured out that you could swap between your inventory slots to disable it and not waste any durability, I finally had all the pieces I needed. I placed the 2 slabs, used the dripstone to get a little bit higher, placed the stone cutter, and I had finally escaped. My very first escape room! Thank you again to Plasma Fox 256 for making this escape room. I quite enjoyed it, and even though I definitely struggled with it a bit, and I actually hate the pigman mechanic more than ever, I was still glad I was able to get out. So, at least there's that. But now I seem to be recalling the reason why I was here in the first place. Oh, I have to wake up now. I have to get me and my sister out of our prison. I wonder if Spinks also had a dream about escaping an escape room. Huh. I wonder if she was able to escape. Dude, you'll never guess what I just dreamed about.
Whoa, what? That we suck at escape rooms?
What? No. I think I was pretty good at mine. You know, I think I can figure a way out of here. We just gotta think outside the box. See, look! There's some string right here on the ground, and maybe we can use these tripwires, and,
Bro.
What the? How did you get out there?
Dude, look, you can literally press the door lever through the door when you're inside the cell. Like, I think this is actually the most safest and escapable prison in all Minecraft.
Oh, well, okay then I guess. Let's get out of here before they notice. I wonder what's in here.
Oh my gosh, it's all of our gold!
Bro, these people are so dumb.
Yes, let's go!
Hey look, a conveniently placed boat!
I'm glad this is the most inescapable prison ever in Minecraft.
Yeah, we should probably check on our prisoners, though.
Yeah, good idea.
How about that,